Hey, how's it going, YouTube? This your boy Barlow B Theorizing, and welcome back to the Barlow Zone, home of the one and only Demon Hunter King Kaido himself sent to Azeroth. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's keeping their heads up. I do want to start this video. I know it's not related to One Piece. It's more something that's just personal to me, but I would like to start this video by taking a few moments of silence for Graham Greene. For those of you who aren't aware, and I don't know really how anybody would be uh, nominated for his role in Dances with Wolves, has been a mainstay in Hollywood ever since. And aside from all that, as a Native American actor, he did a lot to represent Native Americans in a rather positive light. So if you would bear with me, just take a few moments here to show some respect to the great Graham Greene, if you will. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. It's something I felt like I really wanted to do in this one, but let's go ahead and move along. What I want to talk about today is spoilers. Now, as I'm sure I'm going to be putting in my title, I'm not going to be talking about the chapter 1159 spoilers for One Piece. There is one point I would like to talk a little bit about, but I will make sure that I say something. I'll probably throw a text bar up here. Make sure there's ample time for anybody who doesn't want to interact with the spoilers this week to get out of town, I guess, as it were, right? But the reason I wanted to talk about spoilers is I'm in a really weird place right now, right? We had Thunderbolts come out earlier this year. Superman just hit a couple months ago. Fantastic Four came out around my birthday last year. Earlier this year. Wow, that was a wild mistake to make. But these were all movies I was really excited to see, right? Like the trailers were really good, the marketing was high, and then opening weekend proved to be pretty good for all of them, right? But I unfortunately am not at a great financial point in life, right? So I didn't get a chance to go to see any of them in the theaters. In fact, I think the last movie I did get a chance to go see was One Piece Film Red. I made sure I was there opening night. Whatever I had to do, I wasn't about to miss One Piece, right? But it got me thinking about spoilers because what was it? Thunderbolts just released on Disney Plus about a week ago, somewhere around a week ago, right? And man, I've already watched it like 10 times. Like, that movie is funny. Red Guardian is hilarious. I hope they stick with this version of John Walker. Dude was funny. And I realized that it didn't matter how many of New Rockstar's videos I watched leading up to the movie, right? Like, all it did was make me more hype. Oh, I'm all, oh, man, I'm Googling every day, when is Thunderbolts going to be on streaming? And I'm at the same point with Superman and Fantastic Four as well, right? Like, I've heard pretty good things. I've heard really good things as far as Superman. If Eric Voss over at New Rockstars is anything to go by, I might be a little disappointed by Fantastic Four, but I don't think I am. Like I said, I keep up with the videos. I've never been scared of spoilers because this is how I see it, and this is why I wanted to talk about it, right? I know Pew Piece does the good work every week. He makes sure he or she they make sure that they bring us for anybody interested some spoilers, right? Like, usually on Tuesdays, and I did read the spoilers first thing this morning. I woke up to that notification. I was happy. And I was thinking about it last week as well, right? Because the spoilers for chapter 1158 were something promising, right? Like it was they didn't allude to, you know, the potential for chapter of the year, for example, like I sometimes like to call after a chapter comes out. I'll be like, man, that was a banger. We might be looking at chapter of the year on this one. I like to say that a lot, especially recently, because One Piece has been cooking. But it got me thinking about spoilers as a whole, right? And you know, a lot of people worry, I guess, right? They don't want to interact with it, and I get it. I'm not here to say if you don't want to interact with spoilers, there's something wrong with you, because there's not. Like, how you choose to enjoy your entertainment is how you choose to enjoy, and that is beautiful because you're interacting with it, right? Like, don't let somebody else tell you that you're enjoying stuff wrong. But give me a second of your time, because here's the thing about a great story, right? Like, a compelling, tantalizing story isn't going to be ruined because you have an idea of what is to come, right? And I guess I'll go ahead and put the bit right here where I'm going to talk about the spoilers. So if anybody doesn't want to interact with the spoilers, I'll make sure I put a timestamp up here. Although this spoiler point is kind of going to be a big part of the rest of the video. So if you don't want to interact with the spoilers, thank you for sticking with me this long. Maybe after the chapter comes out, come back and let me know what you think about my thoughts on this spoiler point. But, you know, and to anybody who has been a regular viewer of the channel, first of all, thank you. Like, the fact that there are people who find my ideas interesting enough to sit around for, you know, 20, 30 minutes at a time is beautiful to me, and I thank every one of y'all. Up to 21 subscribers now, so 21 people. You know, I mean, there's probably a few who were subscribed from the first time I tried it, but hey, whatever, around 20 people. Like, I have so much love for y'all, all of y'all. Usually hitting around 50 to 100 viewers, so that bonus 30 that are stopping in, please know I love y'all as well. But y'all might remember me saying that I've been waiting, I've been dying, I've been chomping at the bit to get me some more dragon lore, right? Like Monkey D. Dragon. There's no chance that somebody that was introduced as early as Dragon wasn't intended to be an important part of the story, right? So I have been dying to get me more Dragon lore. And a lot of the best of what we've gotten lately has been like, oh, you know, this stuff that happened with Kuma and how that pertained to Dragon, or stuff that happened with Eva and how that pertained to Dragon, or Robin's 2 years with the RA, which obviously pertained to Dragon. To kind of reference the teaser trailer that we got for One Piece Season 2, right? Like, it seems like there's going to be an initial point of reference between Robin and Dragon, with her apparently working some angle on Logtown or something. Like, she's attacking a Marine HQ. That there's something going on. The only one we know of at the moment is on Logtown. We know Dragon's going to be present because that's how Luffy survives the Smoker encounter. So, you know, a lot of what I've had to look at and analyze and break down has been from the viewpoint of his partners. I don't like calling them subordinates because, like, we'll be real for a second. Eva and Kuma were as big a part of the Revolutionary Army as Dragon was, and Sabo is as big a part, if not a bigger part, of what the Revolutionary Army currently is. So I don't really like calling any of them his subordinates. Even with Koala and the rest of them, they're all his partners. Like, they all have an important role to play in the RA, right? But we've gotten so much information from all of their perspective. Dragon's kind of been left cooking, simmering on the back burner for most of the story. I know I call Shanks an enigma a lot, but Dragon's right up there with him. You know, we know about these characters, but we don't, you know? Like, there's still a lot to learn about Monkey D. Dragon and Figurlin D. Shanks. Yes, I, Figurlin, stop at the N, D. Shanks. Somebody else has got to be making that reference. I'm just gonna say it. So, uh, you know, even with this spoiler point, right? Even with obviously it's making me hype. Like your boy's been waiting for Dragon lore. I'm about to get me a little bit more. Oh man, I can already kind of feel like my chapter reaction is going to heavily favor whatever's going on with Dragon in this one. So that's kind of my point, right? Like no matter how much I knew going into Thunderbolts, no matter how much I knew going into the Marvels, no matter how much I know going into whenever Superman and the Fantastic Four land on streaming, right? No matter this plot point that Dragon is going to be part of this God Valley flashback, right? Irregardless of all of that, like all it has done is serve to make me more hype and more excited for the product, right? And I feel like a lot of times, and this myself included, you know, I'm not what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm not immune to this either. You know, sometimes we see stuff in the spoilers and we immediately jump to conclusions, right? We're all, oh, this got to be where this is going. And sometimes it's because it's easy, right? It's easy to see like the uh, reveal that Shank or not Shanks, Zebek ended up meeting and falling in love with a woman and having Teach, right? It was something that was set up with Zebek's panel, father of future Yonko Blackbeard. Like we already knew it, but it doesn't take anything away because here's the thing: even if we know what's to come, we have no idea how we're gonna get there. This Dragon angle, like part of the reason I'm so excited for it is because it could go anywhere, man. Like yes, this is I am going to say it now. The God Valley incident is going to prove to be the catalyst for Dragon leaving the Marines and deciding to form the RA. Whatever he witnesses here, whatever orders he's given that he disagrees with, it this event is going to be the catalyst for Dragon leaving the RA or Marines and forming the RA, right? And we needed that. There are limited opportunities, there are limited known events from history that could act as that catalyst, act as the thing that Dragon saw that was so raw that he said, nah, F this stuff, I'm out. And went like, nah, you know what? Like some of these Marines, some of the Navy, some of the Vice Admiral, some of these people are good, but the people giving them orders are beyond effed and need to be replaced. Thus feeding into Dragon's idea that the world government needs to be brought down, but he wants to maintain the policing force that the Navy is. And like as I pointed out, I believe it was a couple chapters ago, that's a viewpoint that Harold himself shares, right? He believes not all of the Navy are evil. A lot of them are out there doing good, but it's the powers that be that are the problem. So to kind of close it out, you know, maybe at least with One Piece, if you enjoy One Piece, that you're coming back to read the chapter every week, right? Maybe don't be so scared. Maybe check out Pew Piece's Tuesday spoilers because it might just plant a seed that's like extra enticing, right? That's like got you waiting for what is it? I think it's 9 a.m. my time for the chapter to drop on the Shonen Jump app, right? You're waiting. You got that alarm set for 8:55, so you can get up, have some coffee in your cup when the chapter drops, and be sitting there sipping and ready to go. It might be worth checking out because, like I said, especially with One Piece, just because we know where an idea is going doesn't mean we know how it's going to get there. And that is really cool. That can help spark some debate and discussion during those down days before the chapter drops, right? You and your friends can talk about, oh man, like this is what I think happened. Like one of the Gorosei told Dragon's crew to just wipe out an entire village, right? Or Dragon saw one of the God's Knights, maybe a title he was intending to pursue, saw one of them do something utterly repellent. Like there are a lot of ideas this can go with, right? And it's one of my favorite things with the community, sparking sorry about that. Sparking conversation, sparking debate, having these spirited discussions with each other. Because, I'll be honest, a lot of it might not amount to anything. A lot of it might not mean much. A lot of our theories are going to prove to be wrong. But it is fun to talk about these things that we love, right? So why deprive yourself of a little bit of fan theory or fan fiction that you can do in the couple days before the chapter comes out? Just have a little bit of fun with it. Now again, as I said in the beginning, I would like to see more people interacting with it, just because that's more discussion. But I'm not by any means saying if you choose to avoid the spoilers and go into the chapter raw, you're doing it wrong. Because fam, you are probably living One Piece the way Oda wants us to live it, right? But I don't know. Seeing the spoilers does nothing to take away from my excitement, and more often than not, just amplifies my excitement tenfold. So I do apologize. As I said, I don't want to talk about the full spoilers, but this One Piece, I told y'all if I saw it, I was going to talk about it, and I'm here talking about it. But I'm not going to talk about the full spoilers. If you guys would like, in the future, I could do a little bit more of this. Now, I'm not going to have full spoilers on screen like Sai used to do. I heard he had a lot of problems with that with his channel. But maybe I can touch on more than an idea. Maybe I can touch on the potential of where I think an idea or two might take me theory wise. If that's something you're interested, let me know in the comments. If not, if you just enjoyed the idea and the discussion about spoilers, feel free to drop me a like. If you're enjoying the content, as always, please drop a sub. Do or don't, really. Honestly, like I said, I'm not trying to make this a money making opportunity for me. I just like having somewhere to drop my ideas, potentially spark some conversation with some folks. So let me know how you guys feel. And as always, you can catch me on the socials, X and Tumblr at Barlow Be Theorizing, or join me in the Discord community, the Barlow Zone. Links to all three will be in the description as always. And I will see y'all in a couple days to talk about the chapter. Much love, friends.